Ooh, the Maldives. A sunny paradise with white sand beaches on remote islands, perfect for a relaxing vacation, or a stormy dystopia with nothing to do as soon as it rains? Well, actually, it can be a little bit of both, and this video is about what happens if you end up with the latter.
After traveling to over 100 countries together, a goal we've been slowly working towards since our first trip to Italy 9 years ago, few places have come close to the Maldives when it comes to relaxing beach destinations. Since we've been before and had amazing experiences at resorts, we wanted to try a different side of the country this time and stay on a local inhabited island.
We chose the island Dhigurah, a narrow stretch of sand in the South Ari atoll with a population of around 600 people. The location is one of the best in the world to see whale sharks, and since it's been our dream to snorkel with them for years, we thought this was the perfect opportunity to finally cross this off our bucket list.
We tried a whale shark excursion previously from a resort without any luck, and since the price of the excursions from Dhigurah is about 1/4 of the resort price, we thought we'd have plenty of chances to see them. Well, the universe seemed to have other plans, but as quote-unquote dry season began in early December, we flew into the capital Malé, where a representative from our hotel was awaiting us.
As soon as we landed, we met up with a representative from our hotel, and they are organizing the whole transfer to the domestic terminal and everything. So, I'm almost losing my bags. Yeah, so they're making it super easy to do the transfer to the domestic terminal, because we were a little bit like, how are we going to do that? When you stay at a resort, they will pick you up and take you to the seaplane terminal, and then it's like, of course, very seamless and easy. So we weren't sure how it was going to work now, but it's really easy so far.
Most places will accept card, and there's an ATM itself on the island.
Okay, I'm just wondering, is there any food in the domestic terminal, or is?
Yeah, there is a food court where you can get food after you get checked in.
Alright, sounds good. We just left everything we own with the airline because we weren't allowed to bring our carry-ons onto the flight. They say they're too big. I know they're not, but they were insisting, so I was like, fine. We took out our laptops, and now everything else is checked in, so we hope for the best. Now we just need a quick bite because our flight leaves in an hour, so hopefully the food comes very quickly here. We can have some late lunch/dinner and then head for the very intricate multi-step journey to get to our hotel.
So really the process isn't that difficult, but it just feels like, yeah, there's many different steps in order for us to actually get to the hotel we're staying at. So first, we obviously had to fly into Malé, transiting onto a domestic flight, which will be our first ever non-seaplane flight in the Maldives, which is really interesting. Thank you so much. It's a very short flight, about 30 to 40 minutes. Then once we land, we need to walk on the jetty to get to a shuttle that is somehow going to take us to the harbor. And once we're at the harbor, we need to find the correct boat that's going to take us to the island we're going to, and then the speedboat ride is going to be like, I think, about 20 minutes, they said. So the airport we're flying to is obviously on the nearest island where there's an airport where real planes can actually land, because most of the air traffic within the Maldives is just seaplanes, and they just land on the water. Yeah, we just have to walk through the whole airport with our laptops out like this.
But it's to go to Maamigili Island.
I do have a feeling though that this will be the easiest security check that we ever go through.
I've been through easier when I had nothing with me.
This is the bathroom in the domestic terminal. We just realized we don't need to hurry to stand in line to board because we don't have any cabin luggage. So we don't.
It's such an amazing feeling because either we have a lot of luggage or I'm reporting every flight, so we have to be first.
Yeah.
So now for once I'm like, oh my god, we can board last. That's
what a revolutionary experience.
Yeah.
It feels amazing, but it feels like I'm forgetting something. I'm like, oh, where's my luggage?
So apparently we're stopping in one place along the way, so we get 2 takeoffs and 2 landings, and most of them will be on beautiful little islands.
As you might already know, Dan is an expert at using points to book flights to fly us around the world for much cheaper than usual, often in business or first class.
Some of our best memories are actually having movie nights in first class, eating popcorn on tickets we paid like 25% of the retail price on. The point is that flying and traveling like we do is attainable to so many people. It's just that they don't take the time to learn about miles and points. And the thing is, you don't even need credit cards. You don't need to fly to earn the points, and anyone can really learn quite quickly from scratch.
If you want to change the way you travel, you can get started with Dan's free video course to buying and redeeming points on one of the world's most popular award programs.
You can find that link at the top of the description so you can make 2024 the year you finally start enjoying every moment of your travels.
We're on the ground for our first stop. A few people, or well, a lot of people got off, but then a few people that weren't actually supposed to get off tried to get off, and I just felt for them. I was like, if they get off here and then the flight leaves and they realize afterwards that they were supposed to go somewhere else, I would not envy them. Let's just say that. Time for flight number 2. Feels so weird and like mysterious to land here at night in the dark. It's like we just look out there and there's nothing. It's like, where are we right now? Okay, so first of all, that airport was a very interesting thing to see. You can have an immigration there. Yeah, it's like very what's the word? Local, communal. No, not communal, local. Another thing that I'm a little apprehensive about is the fact that we haven't seen our luggage yet. And now we're on this bus going to the like harbor. I'm praying that we actually have our bags with us still. Yes. Hi. Ooh, luxurious.
This is so fancy. Look, we have water and these comfortable seats.
This feels like we're about to go out on the French Riviera with Diana.
I know.
We are so dehydrated after today, so well-needed H2O. Just had water.
Like Oskar said when we landed, it's like pitch dark over the water, so it's kind of crazy that we're just going straight into the darkness.
Into the unknown. Wait, this is our ride?
We're on a ride to the hotel. I love it.
Okay, off we go.
I'm actually blown away. This hotel is $125 a night, or that before tax. It's like $133 with tax. This is such an amazing experience. We got sentitels when we arrived. We got coconuts. It's such a nice vibe, and the room is great. It's amazing. I can't wait to see like how the overall experience is with the island and the diving, because maybe we'll never stay at a expensive resort in the Maldives again. Look at our cozy little modern beautiful room. I'm not gonna look out the window until tomorrow because it's just dark. Let's check the bathroom. I'm gonna close this so we don't get any insects, but amazing. Look, even these cute little...
I'm gonna have to say that Dan is being a little overly enthusiastic about this.
What? About the hotel?
No, it just feels like your inner diva would not be this enthusiastic about it.
Wow, after 9 years you don't know me. That the most important thing for me is value for money.
Yeah.
That's what I care about the most. So for me, thinking we're in the Maldives and we're paying $133 a night for this, it's insane. It's so good, and I'm really happy with the room. So we're starting out with some smoothies. Mango passion fruit, coconut, and soy milk and something else. It's amazing. I mean, yeah, it's like $8.50 even here. So it's not exactly cheap, but so good.
And honestly, the fact that they even have soy milk here to substitute with is amazing. So
Considering we are basically in the middle of the ocean, the only thing missing is a raft. It doesn't get better than this.
all right, we had a nice little dinner here at the hotel, and I just gotta say about the boat ride earlier, it was so amazing. I was just sitting there like enjoying the breeze in my face. Dan doesn't like that. Like, we have this thing where I love like the wind blowing in my face, and Dan hates it. I always want to do those things where you feel that, and Dan doesn't. But
With a fan.
yeah, exactly. I love sleeping with a fan. Like, I was gonna suggest putting this fan on. Yeah, that's not happening. Tomorrow is going to be really exciting. There is pretty much only one reason that we came here to Dhigurah specifically. We could have come to any local island really, but there's one very specific reason we came to this particular island. So we are very excited about tomorrow, when hopefully the dream that we have is going to become a reality. So stay tuned for that.
So it was raining. We've been waiting for about an hour and a half, but we're gonna go out despite the rain. The wind has calmed down, so we're excited. Manifesting seals.
So to give you a little hint, these are the guys I'll be looking for.
Also, I swear it's just called fish, not fishes.
Yeah.
Optimistic despite the rainy and stormy weather throughout the night and that morning, we headed out in the hopes of spotting the whale sharks.
Okay, we're about to head out. We made it to the harbor. Yeah, I'm just so happy that we're actually getting to go out, because it looked really grim there for a second, but we're doing it.
Thank you. Yeah. Gotta prepare chewing gum,
I chewed the gum earlier.
bracelets.
I'm putting on my CC's bracelets, acupuncture. I really don't know if these even work, but maybe the placebo works. So
It works for me when I'm nauseous to press.
press. Yeah. So I'm just trying to place them correctly. Something out there. All right, the winds may have calmed down, but it's very choppy. So, how's this gonna go?
It didn't take long for things to go south.
Someone seasick. Yeah, so far, not great.
So after over 2 hours on the boat, no signs of any whale sharks, everyone on the boat was super seasick apart from one person, Mr. Dan.
This was not how we planned for our first day to turn out. It is what it is. It's been raining quite literally all day ever since we got back, and I have quite literally only been stuck on this bed. I just feel terrible. So hopefully tomorrow's gonna be better. Feeling better. A few hours of relaxing did me good. But yeah, everyone who's been here for a few days already has told us that it's been super good weather for those few days. And it's only today that's been bad. So hopefully it gets better.
So we've now tried 4 different dishes at this restaurant. Every single one has been good. So way above expectations.
All right, good morning. It's a new day. We still don't really know what we're doing today. It's not raining now, and it doesn't seem very windy, but it's still kind of it's cloudy, it's quite dark, so we don't know what the prospects are quite yet.
Well, our manta excursion, which we were also really looking forward to, has been cancelled due to the weather. This is supposed to be the sunny season. Damn you, climate change. And yes, I realize that climate change ruining our vacation is not quite as bad as the other consequences. Oscar and I have really been trying to be very positive about things recently, and doing gratitude and stuff like that. And this is a challenge. I'm really trying to frame this as, oh, this is how it was supposed to be.
But we literally only came here to do this,
Yeah.
to see the whale sharks.
Yeah, and the thing
not
is, we
pay,
could have
fortune.
canceled it. So we were deciding, should we cancel this part or should we not?
Yeah.
And then we're let's do it, even though it's shorter. You never know what's gonna happen beforehand, obviously. But I'm just trying to be okay, this is an experience as well, although it hurts inside.
We'll see them when we're supposed to see them.
Yeah. Okay, at this point, like, I hate to complain when we're in literal paradise where everyone goes for their honeymoon or people dream of going their whole lives. But it's just like, this is really the final sign on our last trip of 2023 that we just shouldn't travel anymore, because the number of things that have gone wrong or been canceled, it's chipping away at my positivity. I'm not gonna lie. The one thing we can do is watch out that we don't get a coconut on our head, which would be the icing on the cake. There's so many huge palm trees with like literally 50 coconuts each in them. So we're just trying to avoid getting killed or something. Okay, now we're at a neighboring hotel.
Yep, heading to their restaurant for a change. Most of the restaurants here on the island seem to be for a hotel, which makes sense because they kind of go together, and it's not a big place. And especially if you're like catering to the local population, which is 600 people, there's not a lot.
Here it is. That was easy. Our first elevator ride on this island. I don't know how many elevators there are here.
Yeah, this is the tallest building, 3 floors. I feel like this guy over here is just adding insult to injury. He's like mocking us right in our faces.
So what we didn't realize before coming here is that whale shark excursions don't happen every day. It's like every few days. They also are never on Fridays, which we happen to be on a Friday. Over 3 days here, we only had one chance, which we missed. So we're leaving tomorrow, and we were trying to figure out if there was any way to do it in the morning. But tomorrow, there was supposed to be a whale shark excursion then. Now that we've made our plans based on that, so we're leaving tomorrow afternoon. It's like, oh yeah, we canceled it. We're doing a full day excursion, so you can't do it. And we're like, so tomorrow we're just here in our tiny room again in the pouring rain. Who knows if the excursion will even be able to go ahead. I was thinking we would do 2 excursions a day to see everything. We end up doing 1 excursion, the rest of the time we're in our room because we can't even be on the beach. All the money we've spent, all the time, it's like, better luck next time. But I don't think there will be a next time, which is what makes it so sad.
It just feels like with every single thing, the universe is telling us, stop what you're doing, change what you're doing. We're trying to look at it with a positive frame of mind and trying to understand what is going on. Obviously, we're still here in the Maldives. It's amazing in that sense, but you can't really enjoy it when the weather's like this and when we had certain expectations coming into it. And yeah, it's just a shame. This could have been us during our excursion. Well, not quite like that, but...
All right, just had lunch. We're gonna try going to the beach, see if anyone's swimming.
Emphasis on try.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to get there. It's just the question is what we do once there.
Is it usable? That is the question.
So the thing is, this island is so incredibly beautiful.
It is.
Even in this weather, you can tell. But it's just like, I don't know, expectations versus reality.
Not quite the same vibe. One huge takeaway so far is that if you're coming here and you specifically want to do what we wanted to do, try to book at least like a week. At least, honestly.
If you can, book as late as possible, because the problem is the weather forecast isn't really accurate here, but at least it gives some level of indication what it's going to be like. So if you see just rain, then, you know,
stay away.
There's literally no point in coming.
Yeah, we're trying to make the best of it, right? So we're just walking along the beach. There's a sandbank at the sort of southern tip of the island. So now we're just like, let's just walk there. Maybe it'll be pretty fast.
If we only knew what was waiting further down the walk.
This is the closest to a marine animal we've seen. This table that looks like a jellyfish. All jokes aside, I am really enjoying this walk, and it hasn't rained for like an hour and a half, which is the longest period it hasn't rained since we got here, I think. the closest to a whale shark.
We've seen whale sharks, guys.
Woo! The first times we were here, I think we were like more conscious of this, but every time I'm reminded, I still think it's the coolest thing about being in the Maldives to just zoom out and be like, I am on a tiny little piece of sand with a few trees in the middle of an enormous ocean.
And we made it to Dhigurah's response to the Hollywood sign.
We've reached the point where the island is thin enough to just literally, well, skinny enough, I don't know. We can literally just walk across to the other side here. That's pretty cool. And we are almost at the sandbank. Ooh, this side, oh my God, this side is like a swamp.
It's just like, I didn't want to make it a thing, but it's really hard not to make it a thing now. It looks like, you know where the vultures are in Lion King? Like it's that, like they're sitting on top and just like looking for prey. It quite literally looks like there's been a zombie apocalypse. They all just had to like take up and leave. Look at this fork. There's one fork right here. Yeah, it's just, I don't even know how to describe this. Guys, I'm so shocked they haven't used this lagoon here to market the Maldives. Like, this should really be the main attraction, right?
Obviously, we're exaggerating this a little bit, but since literally everything seemed to be going wrong on this trip, this whole scene just felt like the icing on top of the turd cake.
Okay guys, we made it to the sandbank and the sun is kinda sorta coming out.
Can you imagine that? I think we walked on the wrong side because now we need to like cross all these dead trees.
So behind me is the tip of the island. Well, yeah, sort of the tip, and now...
It's right there, behind you guys. All right, I just want to show you. So this is where we are now, Dhigurah. We're at the very end. And so this is how the sandbank goes. So it kind of goes all the way to the next island, which is where Lux Resort is. But yeah, it's like, I don't know if you can actually walk, but pretty cool. Another thing we have to mention too is it's crazy to think that this is as high as the entire island gets. The highest point in all of the Maldives is I think 2.5 meters.
And this is already probably 1.5.
Yeah, this is pretty close to that record actually.
It's just insane, like ocean, tiny piece of sand.
One of Maldives' tallest peaks.
All
right, we walked all the way back. The sun actually came out a little bit. The weather got a bit better. It took about 45 minutes each way, so it's quite a long walk.
Just wandering around town a little bit now. Town is a bit of an exaggeration, but here is a local store. So it doesn't look very open, but it says it's open.
Whoa, look at this tree. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but the leaves are huge. They look like prehistoric, like from the dinosaur age or something.
We've entered a really charming part of the island here, well, apart from the crow.
There is a lot of construction going on here at Dhigurah. They're building a lot of new hotels. It seems like the population isn't really increasing, rather the opposite. All right, bye-bye room. it's time to leave. Considering how much they're building right now in Dhigurah though, I'm pretty happy that we came here now before it turns into like the Phuket of the Maldives or something.
Yeah, I would say there's like probably 20 hotels under construction.
Yeah.
On this tiny island. And the problem is that the whole point is you're supposed to be far from civilization.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be crowded. So once all these hotels are built, I think actually the resorts, yes, there's more cheap options, but the resorts will have even more appeal.
Yeah.
Just because there it's never crowded.
And also like the appeal of coming here was supposed to be like, oh, you come to a local island, but then if there's like more tourists than locals, then it's like,
yeah,
the point.
Also, it's kind of crazy the tourists are just colonizing this whole country wherever they can, and the locals that have quite a conservative culture are just like losing everything, and they'll just become a tourist economy.
Yeah.
The rest of our time in the Maldives at the resort was mostly incredible. Although it continued raining and being cloudy for several more days, we could at least enjoy the villa and other activities. In the end, we got 2 amazing, beautiful sunny days, and honestly, those are the days we remember now looking back at it.
We were able to enjoy this amazing resort that usually costs at least $1,500 a night for a very discounted rate thanks to using points. If you want to learn how you can do the same, check out the video description. And finally, would we stay on a local island in the Maldives again? Well, yes and no.
If you want to do diving or snorkeling excursions for a fraction of the price compared to the resorts, this is the way to do it. But like we said earlier, book a longer stay so you're guaranteed to see the marine life if you want. The excursions don't happen every day, and given the unpredictable weather, you want several chances to make it happen. Also, while December is still said to be dry season, you never really know.
And finally, don't go to a local island expecting what you see in advertisements or in social media. Expect to see the local island lifestyle and be respectful of the local culture. The beaches are still beautiful, but they won't be cleaned and manicured the way they are at the resorts. Overall, keep your expectations realistic, budget more time, and don't expect it to be sunny weather every single day, even in dry season. And if you want the quintessential Maldives experience, the resorts are of course always there. Again, check out the video description if you want to see how you can stay there for cheaper.
Thank you guys for watching our last travel experience of 2023. As we've hinted toward in previous videos, we're taking a new direction with our lives and this channel in 2024. We'll share more about that in the next video, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any coming updates. As always, thank you so much for watching, you guys, and until the next one, see you around the world.